the dead world. The Voldry survey vessel Endless Patience dropped out of full space at the edge of a small yellow star's third orbit and immediately went quiet. Not the quiet of empty space. The quiet of a crew that had just seen something that rewrote their understanding of the universe. Commander Sereth 7, a Voldry of 40 years deep space experience, stood at the observation deck and stared at the blue-green world rotating slowly below. It was not supposed to be beautiful. The ancient records, fragmentary, disputed, passed down through 11 civilizations like a campfire story, described this planet as a graveyard. A cautionary tale. A world whose dominant species had burned so brightly and so violently that they had simply stopped. 500,000 years ago. Confirmed, said Navigator Pole from her station, her 4 fingers moving across the light map. Third planet of System Sol. Designation, Earth. She paused. Biosignatures are extraordinary. The planet has fully recovered. Forests across every continent. Oceans clean. Atmosphere richer than our homeworld. And the ruins? Sereth asked. Pole hesitated in a way that made the bridge go cold. Sir, she said carefully, I don't think they're ruins. What the sensors found. The Endless Patience was a survey vessel, not a warship. It carried 12 crew, 3 probes, and enough scientific equipment to map a solar system in detail. It was not built for what the long-range sensors began returning over the next 2 hours. Sarah stood over the data table and read the findings 3 times, certain he was misreading them. He was not. Beneath Earth's oceans, all of them, vast structures ran along the continental shelves. Not ruins. Not fossils. Active. Powered by an energy signature the Voldry had no classification for, steady and immense, like a heartbeat that had never stopped. In the upper atmosphere, woven invisibly into the magnetosphere itself, a grid of interconnected nodes sat dormant but intact, spanning the entire planet in a web of impossible precision. And on the far side of Earth's moon, its single, ancient moon, something else entirely. That's a fleet, said Weapons Officer Drin flatly, as though saying it aloud might make it less true. It was. 1,500 vessels, each dwarfing anything in the current Voldry Collective's arsenal, arranged in a holding pattern so perfectly maintained that they had been mistaken for geological formations by the 2 previous survey missions that had passed this system without stopping. Each ship dark. Each ship still. Each ship pointed outward toward deep space, like a drawn bow waiting for a hand. They built this, Sarah said quietly, and then they disappeared. They built this, Dren corrected, and then they left. The signal. The probe entered the moon's shadow at 0300 ship time and got within 400 kilometers of the nearest vessel before the signal fired. Not a weapon. A transmission. It hit the Endless Patience on every frequency simultaneously, cutting through their shielding, their encoding, their static filters, not aggressively, but the way light enters a room when a door opens. Inevitable. Effortless. It took the ship's translation core 11 minutes to process it. When it did, the words were simple. We see you, Voldry. We have always seen you. Sit. Listen. The bridge crew did not move. The transmission continued, and what followed was not a threat, not a greeting, not a warning. It was a record. 500,000 years of Earth, compressed and delivered with the patience of something that had long ago stopped measuring time in mortal units. The humans had not died, had not been destroyed, had evolved, changed into something that no longer required bodies, or planets, or the slow machinery of biology. They had shed the physical the way a river sheds its banks, becoming something vast and distributed and uncontained. But they had left the fleet, exactly as they left it. In case, The transmission said, "The ones who come after us need to be reminded that we were here, that we were not prey, that the stars were ours as much as anyone's." The reminder? Sarah stood at the observation window for a long time after the transmission ended. Below, Earth turned, healed, breathing, magnificent, and utterly empty of the species that had loved it and broken it and loved it again. Above the moon, 1,500 warships held their silent formation. "Should we report this?" Pohl asked. "Yes," Sarah said. "Tell the collective exactly what we found." He watched a cloud system move slowly across the blue Pacific. "Tell them Earth is empty. Tell them the humans are gone." He turned from the window. "And tell them the lights are still on."